question, you have to start speaking, you have to open your mouth, you have to start practicing. So that is key. So it doesn't matter what I do. So let's see what we can do. Firstly, you need to understand what your requirements are in terms of what do you do, where do you go, who do you speak with in English. So if you're a student and if you are applying for a university, you need to work on the application of the university. If there is an interview with regards to the university, you have to practice those questions, you have to answer those questions, you have to assume that these questions are being asked, and you have to write them down. So you write the questions down, and then you practice the answers. You have to say the answers aloud, and then you have to practice about speaking about yourself, about your background, about your educational qualifications, about your experience. Say you want to you're looking for a job, and so you want to succeed in the interview. So you have to practice. How do you practice? You have to write questions down. You have to look at the CV. You have to assume that you are the interviewer, and then you have to write questions down. Okay, if I see this CV, what type of questions would I ask? They will always ask you to describe about yourself. So this is the key area. This is probably the first question they ask. So in this question, you need to tackle in terms of English, in terms of speaking, in terms of confidence, and in terms of fluency. So this is the first opportunity you get in an interview. So what you need to do, you have to nail it. Okay, how do you do this? You have to practice. You practice the same thing over and over and over again. Say for example, I am Chaminda. That's one way of saying it. My name is Chaminda. So you can say either I am Chaminda, or my name is Chaminda, or I come from, or I live in, or I am based in, kind of thing. So you have to try and figure out different ways of saying it, and you have to practice it. So this is one way. So you don't have to be really good to practice these. You write them down, you read them aloud, then you practice reading without looking. So now you memorize. You read it 5, 6, 10 times, maybe even 20 times. Now you memorize. You just say it. You practice. Then you record them on a phone maybe, and then you see how you sound, how you look. Are you confident? Are you scared? How do you look like? Because when you look at a video of yourself, you will find out that it's always the first few ones are so bad, and you'll be like, oh my god, is that even me? So that's normal, pretty normal. But you have to practice. Once you practice 1 or 2, 5, 10, 20, after about 20 you get really good slowly. But you have to do them. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do them in front of others. You can do them alone. You just go to a quiet place. You go to even a park where there's no one. Go to a corner, have the phone on, and like a selfie, and then just do it. Just talk to yourself. Say, okay, this is me. This is where I'm from. This is what I've been doing. This is my experience. I have been doing this, and this. So you practice. So once you practice those, you have to swap them around. You have to try and say them not in the same order, because you need to practice them in different ways. So you have to get really good at speaking about yourself. That's key number one. This is a very good hack. So if you are really good at speaking about yourself, then even at the interview you can bring back to the things that you know, even if they ask about something else that you don't know. But you can say, I'm not really 100% sure about that, but, and then you come to what you know, and then you talk about what you know. It's a trick, it's a hack, but it works, because what they're trying to say, or what they're trying to understand, is whether you're confident, whether you can manage, whether you can do the job. So you can practice things like, I am a quick learner. I can learn things very quickly, so I'm not sure about that, but I am very, very confident on these type of things. So when you go there, you can always learn. So it's about learning. So it's similarly, if you're a person who's just going to meet people, then you need to practice those kind of phrases. You have to write them down. You have to memorize them. You have to say them over and over, and then practice, and then you get better. Then you practice alone. You look at the mirror. That's another way of doing it. You can look at the mirror. It's really hot today in London. I think it's 31. I'm sweating inside, but I come down because it's too loud in my room, so I come down here. But coming back to the topic, you have to practice. So if you're a person who goes around just speaking to people, you need to practice those kind of phrases. Oh, about your family, about your maybe about your hobbies, maybe about what you do at your spare time, what interests you have. If you're a person who's looking to date, then you have to talk about those kind of things. So you have to practice those kind of things. What questions you need to research, you need to do some research, you need to read about them, you need to write them down, and then you need to practice the phrases. It's simple. It's a good hack, because once you get used to these phrases, you get them fluently. You don't have to think, it just flows naturally. That's what you want. Initially, you want them to flow naturally. Then later, you can pick more and more. Once you get used to saying a few things, then it comes to you. You become more confident. You start loving speaking the language. So this is where you need to get to. So this is a hack. Okay? When you're talking, another thing you need to do is you should show what you know, and you should show that you know. At the same time, you should not show what you don't know. In other words, you should avoid mistakes, and whatever you're speaking, whatever you're saying, you need to make sure they are said in the correct ways, correct grammar, correct pronunciation. Use the correct form of the word in terms of vocabulary. If you're using a difficult word to show off, you have to make sure you're using in the right form, because you don't want to use a difficult word in the wrong form. That shows that you don't know the word, even though you're trying to use the word. Do you understand? So it's not about using a lot of big words, shall I say. You can learn them eventually, but initially get it right, then you get better. So repetition is the key. You have to do it over and over and over again. So I suggest you guys start straight away. If you haven't joined the group, our group, join the group. We will do these kind of hacks every week, maybe whenever I get some time, and then you can learn those tricks, you can learn those hacks. And then also I'll do a few lessons. We will upload some lessons. These are all free. And then you get to practice, you get to upload videos. We will comment on we will give some feedback on your videos as well. So I think it's going to help you a lot. Even though we have paid courses, we personalize people, and then we achieve your targets. But this group is free. There's no charge to join the group. There's no charge for anything in the group. We share a lot of resources. You get books, free PDF books, you get links to downloading books, you get audiobooks, free audiobooks. There's a lot of things in this, so I'm sure you will enjoy. You will learn a lot from the group, even if you don't follow any course. But if you want to go to the extra mile, and then if you want to go ahead, make sure in 3 months time you achieve some kind of target, then speak to us. Then we will arrange a call, and then we will assess you, see where you are. If you can achieve your goal, then we will take you there. So this hack is very important. Make sure you follow these guidance. If you don't follow, it doesn't matter what class you go to, what course you follow, what book you read, nothing will happen. You have to take the action. You have to start speaking, you have to open your mouth, you have to start practicing. So that is key. So it doesn't matter what I do. If you want to get better, you have to start talking. So that is the key. If you haven't joined the group, join the group. If you have joined the group, take action, do these exercises, get involved, ask questions. This is when you get better. And then make it your responsibility. Make it a responsibility, make it a duty. You commit yourself to it. You say, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have some plan, have some timing arranged. Say, I'm going to spend this hour on English, or this half an hour from my day on English improvements. So this is how you get there. It's not just happen to anyone. They all went through these phases. If you are from a non-English speaking country, it's hard, it's not easy. But once you get to that stage where you can speak confidently, it's really, really helpful, and it will take you up the ladder very easily. So I'm telling you, I have been there. I know how it is like, and I assure you, you can get there too. Good luck.